Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Friday. Friday's the day of the week when we hand the reins over to the BonBon buddies over on Patreon and say, hey guys, vote us in a map, and they've gone with this one. Now, it's a creator request map requested via the means of Twitter, at Edge of the Sofa, in case you wanted to do the same. And it's a creator we've done twice in the past, back in episode 685 and 885. It should be 1085 this time round, but no, we're not holding back any longer. We've given them 7 stars and 11 stars in the last 2 maps. Today's map, pretty solid, I've got to say. Lots of good things going on and 100% vanilla for those that like a 100% vanilla map. And that deserves a click of the like button. That's right, hitting that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Mount Diablo by aortali. It could be aortali. I think we should pronounce the A for some reason though. As in aortic. Yep, aortali I'm going. Let's have a look at that start square. Start square looks like that. Thumbnail's got a slightly brighter green to it. Not sure why. Talk about themes and LUTs in a moment, I guess. There's your terrain heights, good shapes, and resources are bold and strong and in your face. In your face, boys, in your face. Okay, let's have a look at the fishing. If you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, it looks like this. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, guess what? It is 100% vanilla, but you do need mass transit. You will need mass transit for this one, for the lane mathematics. Good write-up, as always. Always worth reading those. Well put together as well. We'll be using the vanilla European theme, and of course the realistic 1.2 LUT. Yeah, the thumbnails were a brighter green. To be honest with you, I like the darker green, so I think it actually turns out better than the thumbnail image. So we've got some very whizzy traffic. Very, very whizzy traffic. I'm loving the whizzy traffic. Okay, I've got my game settings about wrong, but let's not worry about that. Let the traffic whiz as we fly over the elevated section. You know what? No, this is distracting me. Let's slow the traffic down. Is that better? Oh, that is much better. Okay. Right, so I'm much preferring the greens here, much better than the screenshots. I think we've said that already. Do like the terrain on today's map. Very interesting the way that, we've got the hills around the outside, but it's all sort of like on a diagonal. It's all on a diagonal, apart from the harbour, which is square. Well, you'll see that it's not really it's rectangular, but it is squared off. But yes, anyway, we've got some very clean, crisp, elevated sections. I digressed a little bit there, didn't I? Just a little bit. A cutting, elevated section here. Yeah, we've got another little cutting going on here, which just looks a little bit weird, if I'm honest with you. A little bit of cleaning up there with the smoothing tool probably make it slightly more believable. But it's not horrendous. We've seen way worse than that. Comes down to ground just for a few moments before heading up for our first big old intersection. Now we've got quite a solid highway network on today's map. Let me pull up and have a look at this. This is nice, isn't it? That is big and strong. It's going to handle all sorts of traffic. Got all sorts of little minor problems with it though. We've got a pillar here. We've got a streetlight clipping here. When I say all sorts of minor problems, there are a couple if you have a little look around. Bit of jinky janky under there. This is all clean and crisp. Looks good in the middle of the intersection. Again, pillars on the middle of the intersection looks solid. But we have again over on the left hand side here. I will find it. Bit of janky janky there. A tiny little bit of janky janky there. Not that worried about it. There you go. It's another pillar cutting through the highway there. Not too much wrong with it, actually. I say all sorts. It was, if 3 things is all sorts, then all sorts of things were wrong with it. 3 little things, tiny things. Okay, we've got a bit of glitching off on the edge of the map. Now, we have seen that before. As soon as I see that, I know exactly what the problem is. And we will go and fix that in the second half of today's show. Very easy to fix. And if we had the fog switched on, you might not be able to see too much of. You'll get a hint of it if we have the fog switched on, so it will be visible from across the map. Slightly encroaching foliage on the highway there from the tree, which is a bit too close. And then across into our next intersection. Now this is Start Square, and this is one of 2 Start Square intersections. And we could stop here for the asset review, but I'm going to do the loop around and join up with the second of the 2 Start Square intersections, because there is a mountain route here. It's a national road. It's quite nicely done. It doesn't really serve any purpose though. I mean, as nicely done as it is, normally a road is built, bit of blue mantle there by the way, normally a road is built to go somewhere. Not normally for oh look, there's a pretty route here. Now some routes do that. Some routes will go, look, this is a nice drive, we'll do that. It's rare though that you find a route that is just built because it's pretty. It might be because there's a great view from the top of this mountain, so we're going to build a road up to the top of the mountain to have a look from the top of the mountain. Or there's a lovely harbour through here, and we'll take a different route back. So normally these roads like this will go somewhere and might come back via a different way. I mean, there might be more than one option. This road, as nice as it is and as scenic as it can be, I guess if we put a little bit more detailing in with trees and stuff, it just loops into the mountains and loops back. It doesn't really serve any sort of purpose for me, so I can't really fault it in terms of the quality of the construct and the design and the routes that it takes and the gradients and all that sort of stuff. I just question, why would somebody have built it? As you see, we're coming back down now towards a highway intersection, and we're back on the highway. Now the highway makes a lot of sense because this is going to somewhere, i.e. the middle of our city from outside of the city. Intersection there. This isn't the Start Square. We will head in to the Start Square. We say 2 Start Square intersections, one right by the other, which could be quite nice. Neatly detailed as well, right by the river. There we go. See what I mean? 2 right by each other. Very tidy, gotta say. Like the design of them, like the detailing of them, and I've got to, it's somewhere in here there might be some glitching. Nope, no glitching, it's all good. And yes, the tree detailing, I'm quite happy with that too, which means it's time for an asset review. You ready for an asset review? I'm long overdue an asset review. Not 1 but 8. Lovely. This is Honker, new entry into the Creators Hall of Fame on the Steam Weekly chart. They were sat on 97. See, I've got this chart, and all the creators, they score points each week, and nobody really cares apart from me. And if you get over the 100 points, you get into the Hall of Fame. And Honker, I believe, was on 97 points for over a year. And when creators get to that level, I've got one sat on 99. Baddy Deer, who makes the parking lots roads, you know, sat on 99. So deserves to be in the Hall of Fame just for the parking lots roads. But they've got to get the extra point from somewhere. Anyway, factoids, because factoids might as well get this out of the way. John Glenn, I've heard of him. The astronaut who carried out the first American manned orbit of the Earth was showered with 3,474 tons of ticker tape when he got back. I'm surprised he survived that. That's a lot of weight. Anyway, Chicago Flats, I should have said Chicago Flats, 1x4 and 1x3 residential growable by Honker, today's assets of the day. And that is, of course, an asset pack. That's a single click, and you get all of them. And they're growable, which means you can just zone them in and they will grow. And if you use the building themes mod, then you can dedicate an area just to that sort of building. I've got a mod. I've got a tutorial for that, haven't I? I should link it in, but I have contractual obligations today. Congratulations on having a contract, BonBonB. I know, pretty impressive. Anyway, let's follow this highway down to a kind of a bland looking area down here. There's not much foliage down here. I do like the land. It's quite it's like a marshy type area, but it kind of feels a bit unfinished down here. Like if you have a look at this highway, got a little bit of glitching. You can actually see the dark line along there where the road is trying to glitch, and we're just getting away with it. We are just getting away with it there. We're not just getting away with it down here. You can actually see proper road glitching on the left hand side there. We haven't got any pillars in the way there, that's all right. So a little bit of zigzagging, shark's teething along the sides of the road there. So it's an area that I feel that needs a little bit more love, which is a shame because this area does feel, it encourages me to want to come down here. I like the area. So yeah, just a little bit more work. Maybe spend a few more trees down here. Just a few more trees. I like me trees. I think we all like the trees actually. Anyway, yes, having a look at the rail now, it's a fairly flat, coastal-ish kind of land, so the rail, well, it's not going to be too much wrong with it, is there? Have a look at the rail of the second line on the left there, is slowly but surely gaining in elevation over a long period, which is really nice. We're going along the right-hand side, mind you. And that is getting elevated to be able to take the big old bridge. The big old bridge is what's going to happen there, but like I say, we're going to follow the low route underneath there. So that was good work there. Gradual, patient transition between ground and quite a high level there. We have got Harbour area here, and we've got some rubble. Now, if this was an old ancient road, or there was a mountain here that landfall could happen, I would go for that, but I don't believe in that. That looks like a fairly recent finished highway for a fairly new harbour, and why would there be giant rocks on it? I don't get it. I don't get it. Don't get it. Actually, there's not many areas like that are real bits that I don't get, so I think easily fixed with the bulldozer. It's fine. Okay, herring across to the other side of the map now. Again, the rail looks fairly clean and crisp. There's not really too much to say about the rail, which is a good thing. If you don't have much to say about the rail, it's a good thing. And then off towards the edge of the map, which means we'll take that old intermission with that old geezer, and we'll be back with the shipping in just a few moments. See you then.
Philosophical question. What exactly is This Old Gamer? Is it an at-home shopping network? A cover band channel? The only real way to find out is go check it out for yourself. This Old Gamer is the most unique, entertaining, and funny Cities Skylines channel ever created. And I build some pretty cool stuff too. And with you coming along for the ride, nothing can stop us.
Have you taken the trash out yet?
Check it out. I gotta go.
And so back to Mount Diablo by aortali and the shipping routes. Shipping route looks good, do you think? It's just curving neatly in a sensible kind of route. Through and across here, and we've got a connection to the edge of the map with the coat hanger. That is good. And then this bends in with a coat hanger, and we've avoided the pillars very neatly indeed. And we loop around. We've got to loop around inside the harbour area there, which we'll look again in a short while, I would suggest. And we come back out here, back to the coat hanger, and then avoiding the pillars there. Good heights of the bridges. Yeah, that is a winner, I feel. Water flow. Alright, we do have some working river systems, including a river that goes through the start square, which will be this one. We're checking out for little arrows there. The arrows look good. Now you will see that the water does seem a little bit patchy. It's not the smoothest running of all of the rivers in all of the world, and it's the one that we're relying on in the start square. Not just relying on it for water flow, of course, for those of you that don't care about having decent flowing water, but those of you that want to have a nice aesthetic map area. So anyway, here's this big harbour. Now, I don't mind this too much, but I find the harbour to be just weirdly too square. With I mean, the shape of the shape of the island is really nice, but that is just weirdly square for me. I don't know that I like it. Because it doesn't really work for me with the rest of the map. But everybody's going to be sending in pictures of their local harbours now, showing how square they are. So, I don't know. But yeah, Anyway, well, let's have a look at this river that goes up through the start square. You can see it is glopsy. Glopsy? There's a new word. Gloopy is the word I was going for. Yeah, it's just a little bit tidal wavy right the way through. And this is your pretty area. This is where your city centre is. You don't want it to be a little bit stop-starty. So that is, yeah, it wouldn't take too much to fix it, probably. But fixing it, I think there is a requirement there. Do like the mountains. These aren't mountains, these are forests. I do like the forests. Good mix of trees and colours, all 100% vanilla as well. The mountains are good as well. I did mention those earlier, but I'm going to mention them again. Here's that edge of map glitchy bit that I'm not entirely sold on. You can see this from all the way across the map, and it is quite distracting. It is very easy to fix. These are these ground foliage bits that came with Park Life. And if we just drag them away from the edge of the map, it's just where they're clinging onto the edge of the skybox and just climbing up into the sky. There you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those pulled away from the side, and it's fixed. That's much better. Much, much, much better. Can't believe that wasn't spotted. Oh, aortali. Wow, how did you not see that? Do like the waterfront on this map, and I do like the shapes of the rivers. This area here is like a marshy, unkempt, sort of like untamed bog of a river, I would suggest. I like it, actually. I think it really works. And it's way out on the edge, so it's not really in the way if you don't want to be doing any river taming. The rest of the map, big buildable space in the middle of the map. There is a drowned tree in one of those rivers somewhere, but I couldn't find it on the second fly through, but there is one down there. Tiny little hint that there might be some more issues with the map. Minor ones though. But what do you think of the map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We'll use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think of the map? I'm kind of sold on it, you know. I like it. I feel it's got a real good vibe to it. It's considering it's 100% vanilla, it looks pretty cool. I would like to give it a slightly higher score, even being 100% vanilla. But things like that edge of map glitching is really distracting, and you want to have a prettier river through the start square. I've got to give it a high 3. Wanted to give it 4 stars, can't quite. Detailing, again the same. I think the standards are pretty solid. There's quite a lot of good work here. Just lots of little niggly bits that prevent it from being a 4-star map. Niggly bits sorted out easily 4 stars for this one, but a high 3. Gameplay potential, quite playable, Way too many little things to sort out, and I feel that starts to where river's too distracting for me. I'm going to go middly high 3 for that, but again, all told, quite like this one. Mount Diablo, Mount Diablo, I'll get it out, by aortali. That is, yeah, I like that map. Just a few minor little fixes here and there, and that becomes 4 stars across the board and probably a seal of approval. Probably, actually. Yeah. Anyway, if you're still here, you are part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day into the comments and score yourself 100 population points just for fun, part of our secret society. I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series, so have a great day, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.